When you analyze business scenarios, you will often want to calculate the expected value of an overall scenario with multiple possible outcomes. As an example, you might think that there would be 3 scenarios and you have assigned probabilities to each of them. So the first scenario you believe is 30% likely, the second scenario is 40%, and the third 30%. Each of those scenarios will lead to a value or outcome. So in scenario 1, the value is $5,000, positive 5,000. For scenario 2, it's 10,000, and for scenario 3, you would have a loss of $10,000. You can then calculate the expected value for each of these scenarios. To do that, you multiply the probability by the value. So the expected value for scenario 1, which is 30% likely, with a $5,000 value, is 30% times 5,000 equals 1,500. You can use the same calculations to calculate expected value for scenario 2 of 4,000 and scenario 3 of minus 3,000. You then add up all the expected values to get the overall expected value for a scenario. So that would be 1,500 plus 4,000 minus 3,000 equals positive $2,500. So if you're evaluating an investment, this appears to be a good way to spend your money unless you can find something better to do. Now I'll switch over to Excel so that we can see how to implement this in a worksheet. I've switched over to my Excel sample file, and that is 0603 expected value. You can find it in the Chapter 6 folder of the exercise files collection. Here I have 3 scenarios, and I've assigned different probabilities and values to them. You can see the probabilities in column B and the values in column C. And as noted in the first part of this video, I want to multiply the probability by the value of a particular scenario to get its expected value. So I will select cell D2, type an equal sign, and I'll multiply B2, the probability of scenario 1, by the value in C2, which is the value, and I'll press enter. And I see the expected value of scenario 1, $50,000 with a 25% probability, is $12,500. Now I will use the fill handle to drag the contents of cell D2 so that it covers D3 and D4. And I get those calculations there. So I have 60% times minus 25,000 equals minus 15,000. And then for scenario 3, 15% times 14,000 is 2,100. Now to calculate the total expected value for this business proposition, I can click in cell B5 and I'll create an auto sum formula. So I'll press Alt equal. I get sum D2 to D4 and enter. And I see that I have an expected value of minus $400. So that means, according to my estimates, I am likely to lose money on this investment, and I should not go ahead with it.